It happened to my wife last week on her credit card. Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. And hers was a small one where we literally caught, there was a dollar charge, and then a $20 charge, and then like a $48. And then, we found out and you report it. But that money's gone, right? Like, you report it and the credit card company takes care of it, but someone is behind doing that. Regardless of, so if you think, let's say in that case, it was $70 total on 4 transactions. If they did that to 100,000 people, and that's a lot of money, right? So you have to think that that's happening all over, and the credit card companies are having to cover this. And this is part, and I was just saying this somewhere else, anytime you're on these open networks, everybody has their credit cards embedded in their phones. Everybody has, their information widely available. And it's just, for lack of a better word, just floating in the air.
You make that much selling TVs.
Sometimes TVs, sometimes other things.
You could show me how to do it.
None of this is safe. But if you listen to exactly what they say, you'll be fine.
Hello? Yeah, it's still available. 1 second.
Hey, it's Jim Alexander with Real Wrong Side Real
There
Time.
it is, Jim. You got it.
Things popping, right?
No, it's all right. It was the effort that counts. What do you got going there, Jim? I see Real Talker above one shoulder, and then I see...
That's Mandy Rose right below Real Talker. She's a wrestler, professional wrestler with the WWE. So
I know who she is. I got to be honest. For a second, I thought it was a blow up doll. I didn't know what was happening. But that's okay.
Might as well, man. I've been single for a while. So
No. Listen, man, you do what you got to do. I just didn't know if you wanted it in the frame, but that's amazing.
Oh, absolutely. She covers up the cords for Real Talker too.
It's fantastic.
Theo, I had her in the bedroom. Okay, I'm a single guy.
Do what you want. Do what you want.
Yeah. It got reactions, okay? So I moved to the
Life
living
is short. Make yourself happy, however you have to do it.
Well, one thing I'm not going to do is accept any job offers from you. I've seen the stuff that you're capable of, so I will kindly decline if that's okay.
You can make some money, but you never know.
Well, I guess quick depends on the time of week, I guess. Maybe in a week I'll be coming back for it.
That's true.
Man, that was something. That was probably one of the most devious roles I've seen. You're like the sneakiest and devious things in a way. Do you feel that way? I mean, I'm used to you as kind of a badass and, Sons of Anarchy with the shaved head. I first didn't even recognize you for a second because I got used to the shaved head look too. But is this something you've done in a way? Because I feel like from what I've seen of you, this is different.
Yeah. No, he was just such an interesting character to play. I love playing characters that you think they're one thing and then they become something else. You just mentioned Sons of Anarchy. I think it was like with Juice, where, he has the tattoos on his head, he has the mohawk, and you assume he's a certain kind of guy. And then you kind of start to feel bad for him after a little while, and you kind of sympathize with him. And, you realize that maybe he wasn't fit for that lifestyle. I think with Yusuf's very smart. He knows what he's doing. He's always moving forward, but at the same time, he wants more. He wants to help his mom. He wants to kind of do his own thing. He wants to own apartment buildings, and he wants to, but yet at the same time, he's really smart and he's meticulous. And he gets someone like Emily, and 2 is better than 1, right? So he has this partner now, and he realizes that maybe together they can accomplish certain things. And he gets himself in a bit of a bad position, and the rest plays out through the journey of the film. So I don't see him as a bad guy. I see that he was in a bad situation.
Interesting. The kind of thing for survival, right? You do what you have to survive sort of mentality, which makes sense in that way too. It's crazy because I'm like watching, I'm like, this probably is going on somewhere in the world, something like that in a way, because, you hear about credit card fraud and all that. Like, this is not very far-fetched. I mean, we've all known someone or been involved in some sort of fraud and stuff. Like, this is probably the roots of it. Wouldn't you think so?
It happened to my wife last week on her credit card. Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time. And hers was a small one where we literally caught, there was a dollar charge, and then a $20 charge, and then like a $48. And then, we found out and you report it. but that money's gone, right? Like, you report it and the credit card company takes care of it, but someone is behind doing that, regardless of. So if you think, let's say in that case, it was $70 total on 4 transactions. If they did that to 100,000 people,
Man.
and that's a lot of money, right? So you have to think that that's happening all over, and the credit card companies are having to cover this. And this is part, and I was just saying this somewhere else. Anytime you're on these open networks, everybody has their credit cards embedded in their phones. Everybody has, their information widely available. And it's just, for lack of a better word, just floating in the air. So somebody who's a little more sophisticated knows how to easily get it. And that's something that a lot of us just don't think about because we don't have to.
The
and I
easy
think that
access to,
it's
like, oh, my
easy
password's
access.
saved everywhere, so it's just
Yep.
like the same password probably for like
Yeah.
20 different things, that
Yep.
have your account information. Scary when you think about
You know what?
it.
You know what the most used password is in the United States?
No.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh God, come on, man.
Yeah.
You would think that would be like, and hey, if you're just like messing around, even you just type that in and hit it, can you imagine that? Because people think that they're not going to be accessed, or you drop your phone somewhere, or man, it's just insane to think about how someone can take someone's life, control their life immediately.
Their life.
You know what I mean? Just by a little mistake of dropping a phone or putting in your number in a wrong place or whatnot. Scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's scary. You guys, brought it to life for sure. It's funny because I spoke to Aubrey's husband yesterday on a different movie she's doing.
Oh, yeah, Spin Me Around, yeah.
Yeah, Spin Me Around. Spoke to Jeff about it, and the quality of actress she is. Like, for years we've known her as the great comedian and the comedy kind of actor that she is, but man, she turns it up in this in such a serious manner. And I was like, I would react probably similar to her, have the rage and kind of craziness and all. Once you're in this web of things, like, it takes a heck of an actor to demonstrate that, because it's like probably somewhere might be happening to someone, that sort of situation when you're down on your luck and you have no money. And man, to show that on screen, it's a hell of a performance that she did.
Oh yeah, and it's one of my favorite performances of the year, and I think that she was able to pull something off that a lot of us are feeling. A lot of people feel like, what am I going to do? What can I do? And what she does is she answers that question of, she's saying a lot of things that a lot of people want to say. And I think that Emily is going to resonate with a lot of people as the voice of people who feel like their back's against the wall and what am I going to do? And that comes through in a lot of her interviews in the film when, people are asking her to do things for free or talking about her background or talking about this. And it's like, we all just want to live our best life, but sometimes the system doesn't make that easy. And some people they want to buck the system. And that's what Emily does in this movie. And Aubrey pulls it off brilliantly.
No question. Also reminding me of my not credit card debt. I'm actually good at it with my student loan debt. I'm like, oh crap,
yeah.
I have it. And now I got to go look into it to push it off again, but it's crazy how sort of society, even as a young person, you go to college, you come out, and then you're in debt. You got to try to pay it off.
A lot of debt. Yeah. I didn't pay off my student debt until I got Sons of Anarchy. So I had student debt for a long time. And I didn't go get a master's degree or something. People who go get a master's degree are sitting on high 6-figure debt, right? And it's like, if you can't get an incredible job and now you're sitting there working for however many years. But, I try to always see things from both sides, right? I think, okay, student debt, terrible, right? All of it is terrible. But at the same time, isn't it amazing that you can access money to go to school, right? So it's like, there's kind of like, if you try to look at it at both sides, what's really egregious about it is the incredible interest rates, right? That's where it really gets people. And that's where, like, hey, you can make money on the money you gave it to me, but man, do you have to make that much? Because there are people who don't pay their loans off. And I have a best friend, basically what I would call a brother, who is in his 40s now and has his student loan, when he originally got it, was $23,000. I think it's at $95,000 now, just on the interest alone. So that's absolutely and utterly ludicrous when you think about it. And there has to be things put in that, okay, if we're going to complete and use this system of student loans for schools, for people like you, for people like me, and for other people, that's fine. But you can't do it where somebody's really under their thumb their entire life after that.
Yeah, no, it's so true. It puts people in a bad spot from a young age. As soon as you get out of college, you're like starting to pay off pretty soon, when you get your job. And usually you work your way up years to get that job to be able to really pay it off and all the other bills too. So
yeah, you can't drink alcohol, but you can get an enormous $200,000 loan. Seems a little silly, doesn't it?
It does. Let's make it more positive here with all the things. I got a book of facts, useless information. Pick a page. There's like 175 pages. I'll let you pick
17,
page
17.
We haven't had that one. Let's see some random facts here. Okay. Now, this is interesting. There are 450 hairs in an average eyebrow.
Okay.
That's a lot, right?
I would never have guessed that much. In the average eyebrow?
Yeah.
You got some nice eyebrows there. You might have 475 right there.
I get them waxed. I get them threaded every 2 months. So now I feel kind of bad for whoever needs to do that job, What
do they look like when you don't do that? Are they getting up there? Groucho Marx style?
What do you got going on? A little bit bushy underneath. As a guy,
like Gene Shalit.
Yeah, but decently. Interesting.
You look good.
Thanks. The oldest word in the English language is town.
Wow.
Who knew, right?
Who knew? I like this. Keep going.
It's so random, right? This is an interesting one too. 2 million different combinations of sandwiches can be created from a Subway menu.
Wow.
2 million different Subway combos. I don't think I'll live to ever do that. You know what I mean? But
fascinating.
Good to know, right?
Yeah.
How about this one? The chocolate chip cookie was invented in 1933.
That does not.
It was around longer than that, actually.
I would have thought, but it does nothing for me. What else you got? Give me another.
I got a few more here. Okay. Ketchup originated in China.
I knew that.
You did? I never heard that.
I knew that. I knew that. Same with pasta, and I knew all that. Yeah.
Did you know that mosquitoes have teeth?
I didn't know that. That's really cool.
I guess when they bite into you.
A couple of good things you made me learn here today.
And I got 2 more, so we'll see.
Please, let's hear them.
The shortest president was James Madison at 5 feet 4 inches.
I knew that. I did know that. I'm a bit of a history freak. I knew that.
Okay.
Yeah. And the Olsen twins are 4'11", so it just puts you on the perspective.
I had no idea. Wow.
Yeah.
And then this one is kind of fascinating. Fish can learn more quickly than dogs.
I did know that.
Wow. I knew fish were smart. People told
Fish are extremely smart. Yeah, so are deer. Deer are extremely smart too.
Huh. And
you know who's not smart? Humans.
Yes, we do a lot of stupid things. And this movie's evidence of some of the things, common sense things that you do.
This and a lot of other things that are happening. Yes.
Hey, Theo, it's been a blast. Thanks for partaking.
It's been a real blast. Yeah. You might want to reconsider what's going on that side of your screen, but do what you got to do. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I guess I had to rearrange at some point.
Just do what you got to do. I appreciate you.
Hey,
take it easy,
care.
my brother. Have a great day. Thank you.
Buddy.